Hour this morning. We begin it with breaking news from Adam Schefter. Shefty, go.
The Cleveland Browns have fired Kevin Stefanski. They are going to keep their general manager, Andrew Berry, but Stefanski is the latest coach to be out. He joins Raheem Morris. He joins, obviously, Brian Daboll. He joins Brian Callahan. We are now up to 4 openings right now, Green.
Yeah, Titans and Giants during the regular season. Falcons yesterday. We're still waiting on a few, maybe Raiders and a few other spots that we've been keeping a close eye on. But Kevin Stefanski is out. He's a 2-time coach of the year. Certainly had some good years there. Last couple of years haven't been so good. They finished their season in a weird way yesterday with Shedeur Sanders. I don't know what was going on there all year long. Your thoughts on this?
Kevin Stefanski is going to get a job this cycle. I think he's a very good head coach, and I think the track record when he has competent quarterback play speaks for itself. I've been outspoken. I would love for him in New York with the Giants and Jackson Dart. I think number 2, spinning it to Cleveland, who is going to be the person that they deem best for those 2 first-round picks? 2 first-round picks. Now, there's some young talent on this team. Judkins, Harold Fannin, they're 2 rookie running back and tight ends. But that's going to be the biggest question mark. Until they get the quarterback position fixed for the last 20 years, the Browns won't get it figured out. But I think Kevin Stefanski's a head coach somewhere next year in the NFL.
Browns?
Yeah, I mean, when
Stefanski, go.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny how everybody just throws him out there. I guess it's because he's an offensive coach, but certainly his record as a head coach is not. I want to get excited about that, and I don't know how many playoff wins he's had.
I believe one
playoff win or whatever. But to me, 2-time coach of the year, I think that's the most ridiculous thing there is. There's a lot of great coaches in this league that have never been coach of the year. And so I think it's just hey, he must be a hell of a guy. You can be coach of the year. I don't buy that stuff. I think he's a decent coach, but to put him in the top echelon coaches, I don't.
Browns, you think, are they a couple of moves away here? Shedeur Sanders, who knows what their quarterback situation is going to be. I mean, while he was there, they had Baker Mayfield, and then Baker Mayfield leaves, and they go out and they get Deshaun Watson, and that obviously was a disaster of
those are 2 decent quarterbacks at one time.
Yeah, exactly. We all understand the Deshaun Watson thing had a million other things going on connected to it, and then now this year where they just couldn't figure out what they wanted to do, and it looked like no 2 people were on the same page with that situation all along. Quick final word.
They got multiple first-round picks to be able to try to address the quarterback situation. Unless they do that, the Browns aren't going anywhere.
All right, so since the season has ended, we've had 2 coaching firings again. Yesterday, Atlanta. This morning, the Bears and Packers will play a playoff game. And get a load of this. Even though this is a 2-7 game, the Packers, the 7 seed, are favored. No 7 seed has ever been favored to win a game since the playoffs expanded in 2020. The team split the series this year. The Green Bay did not trail for a single second in either game. Remember, the Bears won that second one in thrilling fashion. Dan, if you are waking up this morning as a Bears fan and you get Green Bay and the Packers are kind of limping in and they haven't won a game since they lost Micah Parsons, they didn't try to win the game yesterday, so sort of throw that one out there. What is your biggest concern if you're a fan of Chicago this morning?
Can we stop Jordan Love in Green Bay's pass game? And right now the answer would be no. And so you're going to be dependent on takeaways, as always. And then hopefully Caleb Williams of the fourth quarter shows up for most of the game, not the guy that was in the first 3 quarters. Just the inconsistency, and it's kind of been the story of the season. There's moments when you go, is he going to hold this offense back? And then there's moments going to go, he's really taken a ton of steps forward, and that's probably true. But you go yesterday and you go, man, didn't wake up until the fourth quarter. It's kind of what he was last time these teams played as well. Get hot when it mattered the most and leads them to a win. And so I think that's the question mark if you're a Chicago fan. I would tell you this, the biggest one is that defense. Can that defense against the healthy Jordan Love and pass-catching group for Green Bay really play the coverage that they want to and match up?
D. Wood is shaking his head, or not, whatever this is, vigorously. And you don't like the defense?
Absolutely not. We talk about the takeaways, which they lead the league, but this is one of the worst defenses in the National Football League. All you had to watch the game. Anyone who watched the Detroit Bears game, Detroit did whatever they wanted to the Chicago
Bears. They hunted one person.
They were just moving the ball up and down the field against that Bears defense. I don't like this matchup at all. I don't.
Bears defense, Rex.
No, I mean, what defense? I mean, when I look at them, they want you to say we're orchestrating all those takeaways. No, you're not. Like that's part of it. It happens. Great. Okay, yeah, you run to the football. That's fantastic. This defense is awful. And by the way, why don't you tell everybody what you're in? Hey, they're in cover 1. Oh, they're in cover 2. They don't disguise anything worth a darn. I think this defense is horrendous. It's going to hold them back. And to me, I don't see them winning a playoff game. And
Wow.
I just think, you know, and by the way, when you said you watched that Detroit game, which one? The one they hung 52 up on them?
Yeah.
Like, don't this thing, this time of year, you want a team that can play defense in the playoffs. And we always say defense wins championships. Good luck with this defense.
Well, they can run the football to keep their defense off the field.
Well, that's one thing that they can do. They 100% could do that. This isn't about their offense. I don't think it's about the quarterback. It's about that defense.
And we'll see. I mean, I understand what you're saying. The defense didn't look great. They only allowed 19 points in the game yesterday. I mean, I know they gave up 52.
Yeah, no, in the week before they gave up 5 red zone touchdowns.
Yeah,
I ain't buying this defense.
That was the problem. So the NFC, it shapes up. Again, just fascinating. There's almost... Outside of Carolina, with all due respect to them, congratulations, they get in the playoffs. That's good, you know, for them. It's a nice step forward for them. Outside of them, I don't think that if you told me anyone was going to come out of there, I wouldn't tell you I thought you were crazy.
I remain shocked that, or would be shocked that if the NFC representative going to the Super Bowl is not Seattle or LA. I've felt that way this whole season long.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's obviously the 1 seed, home field advantage. The defense is remarkable. I think the Rams offensively are as good as anybody in football. The defense is going to have to buckle up with the explosive plays. But Philly's a defending Super Bowl champion and has a remarkable defense and guys who have been there and done that. San Francisco's offense is sensational. I know they got stymied by Seattle, but it's sensational. And so I think that there's really good teams, but I still bank on Seattle or the Rams being the likely rep.
And you see our analytics agree with you. So 14 teams continue their pursuit of the Super Bowl. For the other 18, the offseason has now begun. And as Schefter continues to feverishly work the phones, this is an unfortunate byproduct of the business, but this is the business that we have chosen and that these men have chosen. And in Atlanta, the Falcons won their last 4 games, but that did not keep them from firing Raheem Morris yesterday. If you saw him after their win yesterday against New Orleans, he appeared to be in high spirits. He was hugging Arthur Blank, that's the owner there, all that, and that didn't turn out so well. Hugged him right out the door. Morris was asked to develop Michael Penix. Couldn't get him going, in part because of injuries. So the Falcons haven't made the playoffs since 2017. Only the Jets, who haven't made it since my childhood, have been out of the playoffs for longer. Yeah. This one took me a little bit by surprise yesterday, Chef.
I can tell you this, it surprised a lot of people around the league. Nobody was surprised about the move with the general manager. Once they bring in Sportology to evaluate and essentially look for ways that work is done, people could tell that Terry Fontenot, his days were numbered. I think what surprised people is that Raheem Morris, the head coach, finished this season with 4 straight wins. You heard Bijan Robinson come out and support his coach after the game yesterday. Mm-hmm. You heard Drake London come out and pour out his heart for Raheem Morris after the game. You heard the players speak out on Raheem Morris. So you have the support of the players, you have a 4-game win streak, and after 2 seasons, you fire him last night. And this is part of a complete overhaul of the organization. This morning, their longtime CEO, Rich McKay, he's no longer doing that job. Greg Beadles is doing that job. They're going to hire a president of football. Many people expect it to be Matt Ryan. They're going to have a new GM. They're going to have a new head coach. They're doing everything over right now, and they are resetting the entire organization.
Listen, I don't know what role Raheem Morris played in any of this, but at the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons had the most ridiculous offseason of any team I can ever remember 2 years ago when they paid $100 and something million to a quarterback coming off an Achilles late in the season and then drafted a quarterback that at number 8 overall that everyone knew had serious knee injury concerns. And so now they're stunned. You can't take a snap from under center. They're stunned that he's too hurt to play, and the coach gets fired despite finding a way to win these games with Kirk Cousins. I'm not sitting here defending Raheem Morris. I'm sitting here saying that was a pretty tough hand to be dealt, and whoever it is that dealt those cards is the person, I think, who should be taking the blame.
Yeah, Raheem Morris is a good coach. Mistake number 1 was the way that they went about acquiring the 2 quarterbacks. Mistake number 2, and probably the bigger one, is not this offseason making that quarterback spot an open competition. They gave Michael Penix the job and never gave Kirk Cousins the opportunity to be the starter. If Kirk Cousins was the starter to start the season, I think this is a playoff football team.
I think Raheem Morris can be proud that his team never let go of the rope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To go out, winning the last 4 games, speaks volumes about what those players think of that man.
And finally, sleeping giant, Atlanta. All that, and we've been saying it forever, all that talent on offense. Defense got a little bit better this year, rushing the passer super quick.
As much as people talk about admonishing them for trading up, the players that they got in that draft this past year turned out to be heck of a defensive